It was really about 2 years ago that when we started listening to organizations like Focus Hope, that is a civil rights organization in the city, about what it would mean to have busloads of young people come into the city of Detroit, that we first started only talking to the organizations that we knew had the capacity to think that through that far in advance, because that's not all of them, right? And so when we did that and we sat down with the organizers of Focus Hope for that first meeting, this was before the Gathering logo existed, this was before I had a business card to share information about this. It was really just that first conversation. And so they invited me to come and talk to them about the youth gathering. And when I did that, there were about 6 people at that table. And I shared the story about the gathering and what they do and how we were looking for partners in the city of Detroit that could help us share that experience of proclaiming justice in this community. And it was then that after I shared that story, I just had all of the people at that table just sort of looking back at me. And I couldn't really tell, did I share too much information? Did I not give them enough information? You know, I couldn't read the room. And so Bill, who was one of the members of that organization, sort of looked back at me and said, you know, you seem like a really nice lady. So I hate to be the one to tell you this, but you realize they're not going to show up. And I said, no, they're coming. I mean, we're coming. The Lutherans will be in Detroit in 2015, in July. He's like, yeah, I know that you think they're coming, but they won't. People don't show up in Detroit. We hear it all the time. People say they're going to come, but they don't come. And so I described to him what it looks like to have these busloads of kids that come into the city, and they all have these brightly colored t-shirts on, and they're walking down the street, and they're just so joyful and filled with the Spirit, and that the whole city is just going to see this remarkable thing that happens when the ELCA comes to Detroit. And there was a young man, Jarrell, that was sitting in the room, and he said to me, wait a minute. Were you guys in Atlanta, like in the early 2000s? And I had to think for a minute, and I was like, yeah, we were in Atlanta in 2003. We were in Atlanta. And he's like, I remember you. I remember those t-shirts. I was 13, and I remember that gathering. And so he became the legitimate voice for Focus Hope that could really speak to what the gathering is and what the gathering does when they come into a city. Now Jarrell is the team leader at Focus Hope that is organizing a 100-block project where we're going to be working alongside people that live in that community to beautify that neighborhood, which is an underserved neighborhood. And I can't wait to be able to be the change, to actually show up and to show the people that live in that community that the Lutherans do what they say they're going to do, in a way that a lot of people say and then don't do, that the Lutherans show up. And so whether you've registered for the gathering and have a few kids going and a few kids that are on the fence, or whether you haven't registered for the event, it's not too late. We have to show up, because it's not just about us hearing or having the folks in the city hear a different story, but it's about us being changed by the people that we will meet in the city, that the opportunity that we have to be Jesus in those neighborhoods and to see where God already is working in those neighborhoods.